Welcome to our channel. Today we delve into the unsettling, the forgotten corners of school hallways, where whispers linger after the last bell. We have 3 disturbing, true last day of school horror stories that will send chills down your spine. Stories whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations of terrified students. Make sure to turn off the lights and get ready for a terrifying experience. These are their stories. The air hung heavy with the anticipation of summer, the energy almost manic as students bounced in their seats. The last day of school, a day for celebration, for relief. But in Mrs. Hemming's English class, a different feeling lingered. A coldness that seemed to cling to the walls no matter how brightly the sun shone outside. It started subtly, a flickering of the lights, dismissed as an old building's quirks. Then came the whispers, hushed voices seemingly coming from the empty corners of the room. At first it was just whispers of names, barely audible over the rustling of papers and excited chatter. But as the day wore on, the whispers grew louder, more insistent, taking on a chilling clarity. The students, initially oblivious in their excitement, began to notice. Nervous glances were exchanged, laughter dying down as the whispers intensified. One name, in particular, echoed through the room, a name long forgotten, scratched from the faded yearbook photos. Emily, Emily, they whispered over and over again. A group of friends, emboldened by youthful bravado, decided to investigate, venturing into the school's dusty archive. They found her name in old yearbooks, a face frozen in time, a haunting smile that sent shivers down their spine. Emily, they learned, was a student who tragically died on the last day of school many years ago, her presence seemingly bound to the classroom where she spent her final moments. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the schoolyard, the whispers reached a fever pitch. The students, now genuinely terrified, huddled together, their eyes darting nervously towards the darkened corners of the classroom. The temperature plummeted, a bone-chilling cold that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. And then it happened. The classroom doors slammed shut with a deafening bang, plunging the room into darkness. Screams filled the air as the students scrambled for the light switch, their hearts pounding in their chests. When the lights flickered back on, there, standing in the corner of the room, was the translucent figure of a young girl. Her eyes, wide and filled with a deep, unsettling sadness, seemed to pierce through them, seeing into their very souls. The students were paralyzed with fear, unable to move, unable to breathe. Time seemed to stand still as the ghostly figure slowly glided towards them, her voice a mournful whisper, sending shivers down their spine. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered, her voice echoing through the silent classroom. "This is my classroom." Terror lent them speed they didn't know they possessed. They scrambled over desks, their fear a palpable entity in the room. Bursting from the classroom, they didn't dare look back. The halls, usually bustling with the end-of-year energy, were eerily silent. They ran until they reached the relative safety of the school gates, the image of Emily's sorrowful face seared into their minds. The next day, the classroom stood empty, desks overturned, papers scattered across the floor. The school board, after hearing the terrified accounts of the students, dismissed it as a prank, an attempt to avoid final exams. But the students knew the truth. They had seen Emily, felt her presence, heard her chilling whispers. And as the years passed, the legend of the haunted classroom lived on, a chilling reminder of the day the last day of school took a terrifying turn. The air crackled with anticipation, the last day of school buzzing with a frenetic energy, but in the halls of Northwood High a different emotion was brewing, unease. It began subtly, an absence noticed in the usual lunchtime cacophony. Sarah, a quiet girl with a shy smile, was nowhere to be found. At first it was dismissed as a case of senior skip day, a harmless prank played on the last day of school. But as the hours ticked by and Sarah's usual haunts remained empty, a knot of worry began to tighten in the stomachs of her classmates. Her locker, when pried open by a concerned teacher, held only a single sheet of paper. Folded neatly on it, scrawled in Sarah's familiar handwriting, were 3 chilling words. "Don't follow me." Panic set in. What started as a missing person case took on a sinister tone. The police were called, their faces grim as they questioned Sarah's friends, their words doing little to soothe the growing fear that gripped the school. The note, photocopied and passed around, became an object of morbid fascination. Each student staring at the words as if they held the key to Sarah's disappearance. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, but Sarah remained missing. The school, once a place of laughter and learning, now held a palpable sense of dread. Her locker, left untouched, became a makeshift memorial, adorned with wilting flowers and tear-stained notes, a constant reminder of the mystery that haunted their hallways. Theories ran rampant. Some whispered of a secret love affair, a desperate attempt to start a new life. Others, their voices hushed, spoke of darker possibilities, of a darkness that had claimed Sarah, swallowing her whole. Then, one day, almost a year to the date of her disappearance, a faded backpack was found, discarded near the old football field, its contents sending a fresh wave of terror through the community. Inside, alongside Sarah's textbooks and a half-finished art project, was a diary. Its pages, filled with Sarah's neat handwriting, chronicled a chilling tale. Sarah, it seemed, had been haunted by a presence she couldn't explain, a shadowy figure that lurked at the edge of her vision, whispering her name in the dead of night. The diary entries grew more frantic, more desperate, as if Sarah knew something terrible was coming. The last entry, dated the day she disappeared, sent chills down the spines of everyone who read it. "It's here," she wrote, her words shaky, desperate. "It's been watching me, and now it's going to take me. I can't escape." The diary ended there, the rest of the pages ripped out, the mystery of Sarah's disappearance deepening. The police investigated every lead, every whisper, every rumor, but their efforts proved fruitless. Sarah was gone. Years later, the mystery of Sarah's vanishing remains unsolved, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of the ordinary. And every year on the last day of school, as students celebrate their newfound freedom, a hush falls over the crowd, a moment of silence for Sarah, the girl who vanished, leaving behind nothing but a chilling note and a mystery that continues to haunt the halls of Northwood High. The air buzzed with the sweet anticipation of summer break. The last day of school at Crestwood Academy was always a spectacle, a joyous cacophony of laughter and pranks. But this year, a palpable tension crackled beneath the surface. It began with the weather, a sudden shift to an oppressive gloom, the sky turning an unnatural shade of greenish-grey. Then came the whispers, rumors of a prophecy that the final bell would unleash a terrifying evil. Most dismissed it as a silly prank, but deep down a seed of unease had been planted. Clocks seemed to jump ahead, their ticking erratic and unsettling. The usual cheerful chatter was replaced by hushed whispers. Teachers were visibly on edge, their forced smiles masking fear. The final bell, once a signal of liberation, was now a harbinger of something unknown. When the bell rang, an unnatural silence fell over the school. The lights flickered violently, plunging the school into darkness. Blood-curdling screams pierced the air as panic gripped the students. The ground trembled, the walls vibrating with an unseen force. In the darkness, chaos reigned. Guided by the faint glow of emergency exits, they navigated the darkened hallways. They burst through the doors, gasping for breath, their eyes wide with terror. Behind them, the school stood, shrouded in an unnatural darkness. The prophecy had come true. Crestwood Academy stood silent, its windows dark, its doors sealed. The final bell. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Remember, the school bell tolls for us all, and sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true. Sweet dreams.